Hello,
Hello.
welcome to episode 4 of Podcast Unite, which is the
Yes,
new name of the podcast. This is the first episode officially named Podcast Unite. What do you think about
nice.
the name?
It's then much improved. I think it's more original and it's better.
Yeah, also this is Oscar. I'm Dennis.
Yes, hello.
Wouldn't wouldn't a show name based on my own name be the most original name though?
Unless your name is like the most common name in the world, and like everyone who has your name likes to start a show, I guess. Like this, the Svensson, the Johan Svensson show.
Yeah.
The obligatory by the state enforces everybody to make a podcast every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about this. To get this out of the way. The U.S. presidential election.
Yes, of
What do you
course.
think about the results?
Um,
Donald Trump won. I think that's official, right?
yeah, Trump won.
Yeah,
It's very official. I'm not sure if he's president yet, but he's definitely won the candidation round. I'm not sure what to call it.
the election.
I think yeah, election. I think it's I was rooting for Hillary, like most Swedes do, because we think she's the more safe option.
Yeah,
Like
like Swedish. What's it called?
culture.
No. Fuck. Politics
Yeah,
are usually more towards the Democratic side, even the ones that are more right onto the right, you know.
yeah, exactly. We're
Uh,
like our right is their left. No, wait. It's like we're more to the democratic side.
yeah,
Yeah. So well, basically, but I think if Trump does a good job, I mean, even if he said strange things like build a wall, I mean, if he
yeah,
does a good job and he doesn't build a wall,
yeah.
and he
I personally think that like what I this is what I hope is that he was mostly just faking all of this controversial stuff
Mhm.
because let's not forget he's been in show business for years.
Yeah.
He was like a host of The Apprentice, which is like a TV show, stuff like that. So a reality TV show. So like,
Hmm.
and like he knows personally, like he knows from experience that the controversial ones are the ones that win.
Yeah. It's like people speak about it,
Yeah.
and
So
it's a good tactic.
if he like if this was just a tactic for him to become president, and then when he actually becomes president, he
He's just like the shield guy and does the right decisions.
yeah. Then it's really smart of him to do that, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I hope it's the case, but I don't think so.
No, he's probably pretty much an extreme character.
Yeah. However, I saw some small clips from the his speech when after he won, and
Mhm.
he said some like really genuine stuff. Like
Yeah.
he thanked Hillary Clinton for all the things she's done and all that stuff. So
And
and
he was
he
like,
also said maybe that was another speech or something, but he said that he wants to protect the LGBTQ community,
"What is the LGBTQ?"
the
Oh,
gay and lesbian and bi and all that.
right, of course.
Which is like, huh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it doesn't sound like what he was saying before. I think he's against gay marriage, but I'm not sure.
No, I don't think he's against that stuff. He is like kind of racist. I think he is like very extreme about it though, and he doesn't really go to that extent. I don't
Uh,
think like the whole Muslim thing, like he's gonna ban Muslim from the United States, like that's not gonna happen. Like
can't
let's be
happen.
honest here.
You
Like that's
can't be
not gonna
honest with that.
happen.
No.
And the wall, like I think the wall is just a really easy buzzword, you know.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
but we'll
better
see what
than
happens.
speaking about like statistics. We will enforce stronger, stricter laws to prohibit people from crossing the border.
Yeah.
It's not like that. He is like build a wall, and then when people start speaking to statistics to him, he is like build a wall. Stop being such a pussy, Henrik.
Yeah.
Build a wall.
But
That's like how we win the elections.
illegal immigration is like a real issue that should be treated, but like he talks about it like immigration period is wrong, which is not all right.
Yeah.
Like if you want to move it to another country, you should do it legally, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I think he at least deserves the benefit of the doubt, you know.
Yeah. Let's give him let, before criticizing it. Let's
Yeah,
just
he
see what
at
happens.
least deserves to
Get
we
the chance.
to show off that he can do a good job. And if he doesn't, then we can criticize Mala one.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk about politics anymore, especially not politics that doesn't concern us, because we come from
It
Sweden.
does concern pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I guess like that's true. So what have you been playing lately?
Lately, I've been playing the Skyrim Special Edition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Fable 3, the old Xbox 360 game.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nice. The Skyrim Special Edition, it doesn't have the mods that the normal Skyrim has, but that's kind of refreshing. You're just like, instead of just I gotta download 100 mods, it's just like, let's start a game and see what happens.
So are you playing on PC?
PC, yeah.
Yeah. Aren't all the mods like transferring over or whatever?
Yeah, kind of, but it's like they need this extended scripts mod.
Okay.
There is a mod that like makes you able to extend your scripts. So a lot of mods can't be transferred over because they're too long or something.
Okay.
Until that mod is transferred.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know anything about mods.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting on Xbox One and PS4. Like they have mod support on this game, and apparently the PS4 has way more restrictions than the Xbox One. Like
Yeah, it has...
in the Xbox One version, you can fucking transform dragons or whatever into Thomas the Tank Engine, but you can't do that on PS4.
Thomas the Tank Engine, the classic mod.
Yeah.
No, and I think the PS4 has less space for mods too. You can't download as many.
That has to be bullshit though. Like this is like only Sony rule. Like this is like Sony telling them like you can't do this on our platform because we don't want to get sued or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? So only like quality of life mods are just available on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a story that I skipped today, which was that Fallout 4 on PS4 will be getting mod support as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Xbox One version already has mods.
Yeah, it seems like it's the better alternative.
Yeah.
For the game.
Yeah. So I have just been playing Titanfall, and well, mostly this week I've just been working on the channel overhaul, which you will have seen by now. Well, which you can actually see right now because I jumped the gun on the surprise. I was like bored. I was like, I don't know, whatever. Let's just put it up.
Why wait?
Yeah, like why wait when I was already done with this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've also been watching a lot of TV. Like TV shows on like Netflix. I got HBO Nordic, which is like HBO Now for the Nordics. And I started watching Westworld. Have you heard about that show?
Yeah, I've heard about it. It's the new Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, basically.
Basically the budget.
Yeah, it's a really cool show. What do you know about it?
I think it's about some kind of amusement park where there's different like territories of the park where there's like a Western theme, and these robots are in it, and they are almost self-aware, but not really.
Yeah. So it's a really cool concept. It's basically a video game.
Yeah.
Like so, I'm not gonna spoil too much about it, but I'll just go through the basic concept.
This
So
video is sponsored by HBO.
So basically, let's say you go to Westworld and you get into this world, right?
Yeah.
And then every day these loops appear with these characters to just throws around with like hundreds of storylines. So if you start interacting with one character, you start basically a side quest. So you just follow the side quest, and while you are interacting with this character's loop is no longer being looped until you're done with the side quest. So it's kind of this MMO thing, but you can't do the same mission at the same time unless you band together and do it. It is like, it feels like it's a video game. It's a really cool thing, actually. And yeah, all the characters are like, except the actually humans that visit it, are like, they're called hosts, and yeah, they're not human.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. You should go watch that show. It's gonna be the next Game of Thrones, definitely.
Just search for it and you'll see that it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really creepy and weird and stuff like that. I've also been watching the entirety of Rick and Morty.
Yo!
Have you watched that?
I've seen clips. I wanted to watch it. I will when I get time.
Yeah, the entire thing is on Netflix. It's so fucking good. Like, it's so funny. It's so amazing. It's like, Morty, you gotta go, Morty. Morty, you gotta go, Morty.
Morty, do you believe this? No, it's like I've seen like the first episode or something on Netflix because I pressed it when I was going to watch something else, and it was like just like, Morty, we destroy the world, Morty. I will resurrect your girlfriend. I promise I won't take her from you, Morty. I'm not that kind of guy, I promise.
Yeah, like in the first episode, Rick brings Morty to another dimension to smuggle some kind of things from Megatree's there's like, hey Morty, you gotta shove this up your butt, Morty. I can't do it, Morty. I've done it too many times, Morty. It won't stick anymore, Morty. Oh man, it's so fucking good. Yeah, so you should definitely go watch that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing. Just crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw this really stupid site now. It's like you press kittens and it tries to guess where you live or something.
Okay.
But I don't think it's the kittens that make it guess where I live. I think it's just like checking my IP or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on to the news right after this. All right, welcome back to the news.
Yes.
So we'll start off, as pretty much always, with Nintendo Switch news or rumors. The last like 3 episodes will be called Nintendo Switch and something.
Let's just rename the whole channel like
Switchcast.
Switchcast and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. So we have 3 rumors about the Nintendo Switch. So the first rumor is that Nintendo Switch might be released in the March 17th in PAL territories, and the same week worldwide. So March 17th was, let me see here, that is a Friday, which is very common for games and stuff to release in Europe. So it's very likely that this is true. And if it's to be released in the US the same week, it could either be on Sunday, March 19th, or on Tuesday, March 14th. So this makes sense. This rumor makes a lot of sense, especially since they have said March 2017.
Hmm. Then it would be like 4 months, I think. Now it's November,
Yeah.
so 4 or 5 months between until we can get our hands on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. So yeah, this rumor makes a lot of sense. I think it's true. At least kind of true. I think it will be somewhere in the middle of March. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because their what's it called? Their financial year? No, the year basically. A year in a business when it comes to business ends in March 31st for most companies.
Mm.
So they have basically estimated that the Switch will sell 2 million copies before the end of March.
Mm.
So if releasing the console in the middle of March gives them enough time to sell those consoles.
Yeah.
Before the financial year ends.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's why they would choose March.
Yeah,
Plus,
so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The next rumor is that the game cards, basically the cartridges that you will put in, that will store your games, or store a game for you, similar to how the 3DS or the DS or Game Boy or N64, all of these things works. Basically, the standard game card size will be 16 gigabytes.
Oh, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I think that's more than is that a Blu-ray size or something?
No, Blu-ray size is like 50 gigabytes.
Okay, it's not Blu-ray.
But yeah, I think it's a decent size. We need to remember that this is a mobile-based platform. It's not x86 based like the consoles and PC.
Yeah, it's probably possible to have larger cartridges also.
Yeah, the 3DS cartridges, I think the standard size was 4 gigabytes.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 8 gigabyte cards as well.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it's definitely gonna be possible to have different size cards.
Yeah. And I think I saw a podcast about this, the issue of CD-ROMs and like discs versus cartridges.
Yeah.
And I think at least back in the early days, it was actually more expensive to make cartridges.
Yeah, like, I mean it's still more expensive to make cartridges because a disc you can like make millions of discs for nothing.
Yeah,
you just print them, you know. But they have become way cheaper than they used to be, and these are like smaller. They're more like SD cards in a way, you know. Also, something that I need to note is that did you just change the link in the document? You just put a 56 inside the link.
Did I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, just to make sure that you're not confused about this. This is not the SD card size or the on console storage size. This is just the game cards themselves. So the entire console is not gonna be 16 gigabytes only. Obviously, that would not work.
Yeah.
So
you can have 100 Game Boy Advanced games.
Yeah. So the next story is that there are rumors about a Super Smash Bros. For Wii U port for the Switch.
Yes.
And it's supposed to come within 6 months of the Switch release, which it all sounds very reasonable.
6 months.
Yeah.
The best thing would be if it was actually like a launch title.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Because
Smash Bros would be a console seller. Especially since
they've already programmed the whole game basically, so they can just like, redo it again for the the Switch.
Yeah, and people will argue like, but if Smash Bros. A console seller, then why didn't it sell Wii U's? Because people didn't want Wii U's. It's ugly. It's cheap looking. It was marketed to children and families.
Yeah.
It's and something that I've heard a lot of people talk about when it comes to the marketing about the Switch. Because if you notice that in the Switch trailer, there are no kids.
Yeah,
No
I think
kids are
Nintendo's
in
trying
that
to stay
trailer.
away from that.
Yeah, and I heard someone say that it's weird. It's actually weird that Nintendo have been marketing to kids because okay, let's say you're a kid and you see like your older brother or someone using the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
That makes you want to use the PlayStation 4 because you want to be an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's status.
So let's say you're a kid and you watch these commercials about the Wii U and you see kids playing the Wii U. It's like,
yeah, and you're like, no, I don't want to be that.
Yeah, like you want to be an adult. So there's really no way to market directly towards kids because kids will want to play what the adults play because they want to be adults.
I'm not sure if this was how I thought, but I think when the Wii was released, I was like, yeah, I don't really think much of this. It's not too interesting, but I want to play my Nintendo games, so I'll buy it anyway.
Yeah, that was basically the same thing. Like now with the Switch, like the Switch has some really cool promises and some cool concepts. Like it has a lot of potential. And for me, it doesn't really matter if it reaches that potential or not because I just want it for the games.
Yeah, but it's still a shame that you have to feel because when I felt like I wanted like a Wii, there was a bit of like disgust.
Yeah,
that's a harsh word, but it's like you feel a bit of disgust for the like
shame,
marketing
like
children.
Like yeah, and something to note. So we were in that age as well, where kid stuff are not cool at all. Like we were like probably like
14 or 13.
Yeah, 13, 14. And that's like, oh, you playing kids games?
You're just like,
you playing Mario.
I'm going to say to my parents I want this, but it feels a bit bad because I probably should be doing adult stuff.
Yeah, should be playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's like inside you feel a bit ashamed. So it sucks. They shouldn't make you feel that. It should always be like you want to achieve higher like adulthood and status, so you should probably market it.
Yeah, so if they market it like you see adults playing Mario, like then it will be cool for adults to play Mario. Like yeah. Okay, so the next up is a quick story. You can now buy 3DS games with your phone in Japan using like something like NFC or whatever. Like it works like Apple Pay. It looks really cool. And yeah, like this, it's not available here, but it shows that Nintendo are working with modern technology, which is a really promising concept for the Switch. That we're actually gonna get some, like maybe you're gonna be able to use like Apple Pay or Android Pay to pay with the Switch. Like you go to buy Super Mario Switch on the eShop, you know, and you just take your phone and put it on the NFC tag, you know.
Yeah.
Like that would be fucking awesome.
It's like if not your phone is like stolen or something, it's also pretty safe.
Yeah, but usually when you have Apple Pay and Android Pay, I think requires fingerprint scanners to work. So you at least Apple Pay does. So you can't even do it if you don't have a fingerprint scanned. Maybe you can use a password too. So like,
basically, it can only be you.
Yeah, it can only be you.
Unless somebody cut off your finger and is like trying to buy stuff.
That's pretty funny about Touch ID on Apple devices.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same for Android devices, but it will actually sense if it's a dead finger.
Like, how old does it have to be? How dead must it be? Like, because if it's still warm, it should probably sense it, right?
Yeah, like it will. You can probably feel like some differences in a dead finger and a living finger. So yeah, that's also
So
pretty cool.
interesting.
Basically, you can't kill anyone and steal their phone.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. So the next up is Pokemon Go updates adds details for Generation 2 Pokemon. This is very
Yes.
exciting.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, like this will legitimately make me go back to play Pokemon Go.
At least for like
At least
maybe
for a
2 hours.
week. Like at
Yeah.
least for like a week or something. Like that will make me, because first of all, Generation 2 is my second favorite generation, with Generation
Yeah.
4 being my favorite. So I love a lot of the Generation 2 Pokemon. So yeah, I'm excited to catch them.
Yeah, it's gonna be great to go outside and just like, see what's new.
Yeah.
Because that game has potential. It just hasn't reached it.
Yeah,
So
I think they should have held it and released it next year. They should have
Pokemon
released it summer.
Generation 2.
No, the entire Pokemon Go game. They should have held it, just kept developing it, and released it next summer.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh, and then they would have had these features that they're developing, like daily bonuses, which was news last week. Um, and you have like trading and trainer battling, Pokemon
Yeah.
centers, all of these things that are essential to the game that weren't in the game originally.
Yeah, it's just like
Uh,
the only thing that's in the game is just like going around,
yeah, and then
catching Pokemon.
also pre-develop all the generations. That way, but still release with only Generation 1,
Hmm.
because the focus was something that was really important for the game's success. So
Yeah.
then release with Generation 1, 1 month later release Generation 2, 1 month later release Generation 3, Generation 4, Generation 5, Generation 7.
Mm.
That would have been, just have a solid release plan, would have done
It
wonders
would have
for
been
this
so
game.
much better, but yeah, because now it just couldn't keep up. It's like
Yeah.
it was really popular in the beginning. It was a fun and cool thing. It's like it's the only time I felt like Pokemon was actually like decent and you could talk about it with your friends and
Yeah,
just
like that was really cool. Like we've both grown up with Pokemon our entire lives.
yeah.
So just like Pokemon being cool was like, it was awesome. Like all this
Yeah.
knowledge that we've been building up, like through all this experience in Pokemon, was actually useful for once.
Useful. It was like, how do you know all the types of the Pokemon? I'm just like, I know. It's just I know them.
Yeah, and
Yeah. So it would have. I think it would have been just like a lot more uh, great if they could have kept up the hype
yeah,
and just kept people interacting with them by trade and
yeah. And
back.
I think the fact that the game wasn't very deep, they like literally, I think they said that the game is only 10% finished.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact that there wasn't a lot of meat there made people not like wanna
Stick
stay a lot.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was too shallow. Except when you had catched all the Pokemon, it was just too much of a grind.
yeah,
It's not fun. But
yeah.
this will make it a bit more
Yes,
interesting.
I hope so. All right, so the next story is that the full list of PlayStation 4 Pro games is out. So
Oh.
basically, the PlayStation 4 Pro is the enhanced version of the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4 Remaster. It allows you to play in 4K, which is mostly faux K, because it's mostly fake 4K. But anyway, or faster, more stable frame rates, as well as HDR.
Yeah.
And this here are I'm not gonna list the entire list, but I'll bring up some of the bigger ones. So yeah, we have Battlefield 1 has pro support, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, and Modern Warfare Remastered,
Mm.
Infamous Second Son and First Light, Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, Ratchet and Clank, Riggs Mechanized Combat League, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Skyrim Special Edition, Last of Us Remastered, Titanfall 2, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and yeah. So basically, it varies what you actually get from the Pro, which is something that I don't really like.
Mm.
But some of the games, such as Rise of the Tomb Raider, handles it really well. Basically, what it does is it allows you to change between multiple modes.
Yeah.
So there is enhanced visuals mode, which is basically
Oh.
they push up all the graphic settings as far as they can.
Hmm.
And then there is enhanced performance mode, which is basically target 60 frames instead of 30, which is pretty
Okay.
cool. And then there's also 4K mode. So
Oh.
the previous ones ran at 1080 then. So yeah, like there,
That's
that's how all the pro support should work.
yeah,
Just
that would
let
be
the
great.
player choose, and especially if you already have a PC version.
Yeah.
Like that would be so easy. Like you have one configuration, and then you just make 3 different versions of that game. They would just be like setting the settings on on a PC 3 times. Like there's not a lot of work there, you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's nice that they have the 4K
yeah.
option too,
Since you
because
have
that's
the extra power, just let the people choose if they want better visuals, better resolution, or better frame rate.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that difficult for them.
Yeah.
It's really rewarding, and
Yeah.
it's nice for like the console was targeted for 4K resolution, so it's good that they actually live up to that,
Yeah.
even if it's only interpolated or whatever.
Yeah. Do you know about the technique that they are actually using on the PS4 Pro?
No, I haven't read into it.
So it's called the checkerboard rendering.
Yeah,
Basically, what happens is imagine a 2 by 2 square of pixels.
yeah. I think we talked about this the last time too.
Yeah, I have talked about this before. So imagine a 2 by 2 square of pixels. It
Yeah.
renders the top right and the bottom left one, and then just does that all over the screen. So basically, you get 2 1080p images.
Mm.
The data of 2 1080p images instead of data of 4 1080p images, which would be 4K.
Mm.
So yeah, it kind of looks like 4K, but it only requires half the performance.
It's pretty nice. They basically
Yeah,
make
and
2K or something.
yeah. So
Are,
what I've heard from people that have been looking at it is that it's basically indistinguishable unless you like stand still and really look close. So
yeah,
yeah, it seems like a very good solution.
yeah. Are you interested in the PS4 Pro?
No, I'm not.
Huh.
If
Huh.
more games support 60 FPS, then yes, I will be interesting. But I mean, I play on PC mostly, so it would be
Yeah,
for the exclusive games only.
I mean, it's like, are you interested in if you would get any of the no, not for free, but if you would get like the new Xbox Scorpio or the what's it called, the other Xbox? Is it also Pro? No,
Xbox
can't
One
be.
S.
Xbox One S for like let's see, $100. Would you still be interested? Like, is it?
Not really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially not the Xbox ones.
Mm.
Like the Xbox games are playable on PC, so
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore.
Exactly.
If I were to get a place, if I were to be able to trade my PS4 for a PS4 Pro, then yeah, sure, I
Mhm.
would do it. But now, when it comes to Xbox, no.
No,
Uh,
PS4 is more solid. Also, it sounds less in all of the things. Yeah.
yeah. So the next story is that Mass Effect Andromeda details
Mm.
have been revealed. Have you played Mass Effect?
I've only watched the gamers poop of them.
Okay.
I have not played Mass Effect.
Yeah, I played Mass Effect 2 and 3. And I really liked them at the time. I thought they were great games. Actually, if you go back on my Twitter, like years backwards, you will see that I was just obsessed with that game, and I have no memory of that. Like there are just Twitter posts after Twitter posts about me just talking about Mass Effect 2, and I have no I have literally no memory of that.
It wasn't even you talking. It was you were brainwashed.
Yeah, so that was weird to me. Anyway, so yeah, we have some details and the box art revealed. Yeah. It will, they released new trailers. It will come out in spring 2017. But there was this really funny thing that happened. So Dark Horse Comics revealed that they were releasing some kind of book or whatever with the game. And they said in like it says on the page for that book or whatever that, okay, this will come out March 21st, 2017. And it will come out the same day as the game. So they basically just revealed the release date for EA. EA hasn't made like an official comment on it though, but yeah, that was just funny.
It's kind of funny actually.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna play this game. It looks interesting. It's running on Frostbite 3, which is a fucking awesome engine. On the I don't know if it's called Frostbite 3 anymore. Frostbite engine, the same that Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefield 1 runs on and all that stuff. Looks really beautiful. So yeah, I'm excited for this game. It's gonna be cool. Actually, I'm not really that excited for this game, but I'm gonna play it, I think. So.
Yeah, that's enough. It's like there are so many games coming out right now. If you're gonna play a game, then it's probably a 10 out of 10 at least, maybe 11.
Yeah, but then again, it comes out March 21st, if that date is correct, and that would be after the Switch. So I don't know, like I would be probably broke and probably busy with the Switch. So
yeah.
All right, so the next story is something that we're both really excited for, and that is the Xbox One backwards compatibility game list has just added a lot of new games, including Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 1 was already there, and the most important game,
SSX.
Yeah, SSX. Fucking hell, yeah, SS fucking X.
Best game for 360, probably, maybe.
I owned it on PS3, so I'm definitely gonna rebuy it.
Yeah.
Did you own it on Xbox 360?
I did, and I think the controllers were good. It's hard to compare, but I think it's better on the Xbox controller than the PS.
So basically, you can just stick the disc into your Xbox One and get the game.
Yeah, I just need to send it from Stockholm to wherever I am now.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I think I checked on the store. I think you can buy it digitally, so I'm gonna do that. So I don't have to.
It's very cheap.
I think it was like $20 or something like that.
Yeah, it's.
You can probably buy the disc for even cheaper, but I prefer digital games.
Also, on the Xbox store, I think they had a campaign where they sold it for like 60 Swedish crowns or like $7.
Huh. Cool.
So I mean, it's if you don't want to go through the effort, maybe it's still up. The offer might.
I'll go check afterwards.
They had this really good like online multiplayer thing where you like competed with other player on a level for doing tricks and for like racing down the hill.
Yeah.
So it was a really good game.
Yeah, I really like the game. It's a shame that they didn't make a second one.
Yeah.
I really wanted that, and they were teasing this entire universe basically in the game with snowboarders, surfers, and motocross riders.
Yeah, they were like, SSX is not only snowboarding, it's everything.
Like, it kind of sounded like they were rebooting EA Sports Big for a while there, right?
Yeah.
EA Sports Big was EA's basically extreme sports brand. So, I mean, it kind of sounded like they were going to reboot that through SSX. And I really hoped that would happen, and it didn't happen. So I'm...
Yeah, it's like before SSX there was a big gap, and now there's like another gap.
Yeah. I really hope they make it, though. But it seems like it's not going to happen, because when did it come out? Like 2011?
Yeah, 2012. I remember that day when I saw it in the disc in the shop, and I was like, "Damn, I want that game."
Yeah, they're like, that was such a good game. I liked it so much.
And they put it up in the stores before it's actually released. So you go through the store and you're like, oh my god, they have SSX. No, they only have placeholders.
All right. So the next story is that the Xbox Preview program has been rebranded. Are you in the Xbox Preview program? I think I invited you, right?
No. Yeah, you invite me. I might be, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So the Xbox Preview program allows you to basically try new features before they come out. I have my console always on the preview because I never use it, so it doesn't matter.
Always up to date.
Yeah. But it's now called the Xbox Insider program. And it's open to everyone. So the preview program you had to be invited to go in to try that out. But this the new one that is open to everyone will not allow you to try the latest versions of the operating systems. The system only new versions of apps and stuff like that. So yeah, cool. Don't really care.
Nah, don't really care. We're not so much into consoles right now.
Yeah. But the reason I still have my Xbox One in the preview program is because I love operating systems and I love like seeing new experiences. So like if they were to release a complete new revamp of the system, I would have been like, okay, I boot up my Xbox One and just check it out for myself because I like
just
seeing.
like the Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like seeing it. Like that was my biggest hype thing when it comes to Windows 10, which is, oh, things looks different. That's cool. I'm gonna try it out.
Better check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if something is different, probably a lot of things is different. That's the first thing I think too. It's like, oh, what else can they have changed?
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Okay, so the next thing is that Ubisoft is in talks to make a Netflix series.
About Rayman. No, it's Assassin's Creed, isn't it?
They haven't announced anything. So what would you like Ubisoft to make a Netflix series about?
I mean, I think Assassin's Creed is the best option.
I would really like to see a Watch Dogs TV series.
Oh, right.
That would be fucking awesome.
Watch Dogs.
But it would also be cool to see an animated Rayman series.
Yeah, but it's like, I'm not sure those are so popular. I would love it because I'm a big Rayman fan, but let's like, if you're gonna make a show that's cartoony, it's like maybe if it was like Rick and Morty, it's just funny. You know? But I'm not sure Rayman can pull that off.
Yeah.
Hey Morty, we gotta go.
Hey Rayman, we gotta go, Rayman. We gotta go.
Stop, Morty.
Yeah.
Just go. Gotta go for time. Morty.
Yeah.
Hey Morty.
So yeah, the next story is that YouTube adds HDR support. That's cool.
HDR, isn't that like a rendering process?
HDR is high dynamic range, which basically allows you to display a wider color spectrum.
I see.
It's very popular when it comes to cameras, and now a lot of 4K TVs have HDR technology in them, and games have HDR. So like the Xbox One S has HDR support, and all PS4 systems have HDR support.
But
so, yeah.
It's like when you have Xboxes and PS4s have it, then I thought it was like they render it, so they need to have support for it. Yeah. When you have like a movie, I think it's like pre-rendered. So all
the video player needs to be able to view that extra color spectrum as well. And that's just YouTube adding the capability for their player to view that extra color spectrum.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's good that they like more colors are better.
Yeah, more color is better. The only difference is that HDR is a very hard thing to sell because like, oh, there will be more color. Look at this, and then you look at two pictures that look exactly the same because your screen does not support HDR.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, it's nothing. They're just kidding us. What's the date? 1st April? Fuck you, Microsoft. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for the news.
Yeah.
We'll be right back in a minute, or actually, it will be immediately
Yes.
with
Uh,
the topic of the week.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see you after this. All right, welcome back to now. Now we're gonna talk about topics, or the topic, because we changed. This is we're gonna. This is like the big change that I'm making to the podcast because it was very long, and the change that I'm making is that we're only gonna have one topic now. Previously, the idea was that every member were to bring a topic, and I was just bring a very long show.
Let's just invite like 5 people and have a show that's like
5 hours
4
long.
Yeah, it will be like the longest. We'll set some kind of record.
Yeah. No one would watch it. They see like, what? A 5-hour long video? Fuck this shit.
They'll be like, I'm gonna go back to watching Mario Kart. Yeah, we only want the hardcore YouTube viewers, not the casual.
Yeah, fuck casuals.
If you're still watching, you're a hardcore pro master race.
All right, so our topic for this week is which Metroid game deserves a remake, and I just realized that it says which Metroid deserves a remake. Which Metroid game deserves a remake?
Yeah.
So I want you to go first. Which game do you think deserves a remake?
On the top of my mind right now.
Yeah, and this means like a full-on remake, like created from scratch remake.
I'm not gonna be boring and say Super Metroid because that would be boring. I'm just gonna say Metroid Prime 1.
Okay, why would you remake Metroid Prime 1?
Because it was when it came out, I think it was very original. It had like these very beautiful environments, and it was, story driven without actually, forcing you in on the story. You could just play the game. It was just a very solid game, and I think they could remake the environment. And since I have a pitch, I'm gonna go into some other stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna pitch a new Metroid Prime in the pitch of the week.
Yeah, so and because that's why I'm choosing Metroid Prime now, because I can see like some potentials you can see that you can use for getting immersed in the game. VR is one of them. It would be cool to play Metroid Prime in like some kind of VR environment.
Okay. Nothing else you want to add to that, or?
Ridley for best waifu. No.
Okay, that's too.
I would add that like we had a Metroid Zero is a remake for the first one, and I think that Metroid 1 and Metroid Super Metroid is kind of close. What do you think? Which game do you think?
So I would remake Metroid Other M.
Oh.
So the reason I would remake Metroid Other M, because it is a very good game. What is not good about it is its controls and some aspects of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it needs to be remade, because it needs to be overridden.
It was not so appreciated by the fans. Let's make one that's good.
Yeah, but not just like that. I mean, a lot of people think like the thing that most people are mad about when it comes to Other M is the fact that this very independent woman takes orders from a man.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, is not a very weird, because you can clearly see that she has a father relationship to this man. So if she were to take orders from anyone, it would be him.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's really, really weird. And there is kind of a phenomenon. No, I don't really remember the name, but I'm sure we have all experienced it. Like when you are with your friends, like when I'm with you,
Hmm.
I'm very different than I am when I am with my parents, because my parents, or like people that I knew growing up,
Mm.
they know me. They know they have an expectation from how I'm supposed to react from
Yeah.
the time when I knew them, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And you don't have that expectation because you don't know how I was before.
I can only see you as you are now,
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
much.
So that basically means that you only know the things that I have been since we have started knowing each other, and
Mm.
that will also be a thing. Like in 20 years, when I maybe have a new group of friends, and then I come back to you, I will act the way I did when we were friends. That is like a very common phenomenon. So basically, if um what's it called when Samus
Mm.
was had this father figure relationship with Adam, when she goes back to Adam, she will act the way she did back then, because that's the phenomenon
I think
that
it's pretty
happens.
fair too because Adam was not a new character. He was mentioned in Metroid Fusion, and they explained that she
Yeah,
was very close to him also.
yeah. Metro Fusion takes place after Other M, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think Metroid Fusion is the last one.
yeah, and they explain a lot of their relationship with Adam in Metroid Other M as well. But basically, there are just some small changes that have to be made. Like when she, okay, there are gonna be a lot of Other M spoilers here, but it doesn't really matter. You should play
Nobody.
the game for the gameplay, not for the story. Basically, when she meets Ridley for the first time,
Yeah,
and she just
she gets
stands there for no
scared.
reason, and like she's scared, and that's
Yeah,
just weird because she's
that's
never
weird.
acted like that before. She's seen Ridley multiple times.
And
She's
killed
killed
him.
Ridley multiple times, and he keeps coming back. Why is this time different?
Yeah, it was just like it felt like Team Ninja didn't like. I don't know if it's Team Ninja or Nintendo who wrote the story, but it feels like they didn't pay enough attention, or they just wanted to like make this totally emotional roller coaster thing, and they just didn't pay enough attention to the source material.
Yeah. And also, like, a lot of the story is told through monologues.
Hmm.
And I think that could be altered a little bit as well. I do think the monologues should still be there because I think that adds a lot of things, because you can clearly see how she is puzzling things together as well. I
Hmm.
also think a lot of it could be erased because the player needs to have to think as well.
Yeah.
And like the main character shouldn't have to say everything out loud for like all these pieces to be put together.
Hmm.
Because it is kind of this there is kind of this detective story around it, which is really cool. Like all these characters just keep dying, and you need to figure out why, who is killing them, and all that stuff. And what is also pretty interesting is that spoilers, you never really found out who was the killer. At the
You don't.
end, there are two people missing, and you have to decide which one. You kind of just have to assume which one was actually the killer.
Oh, that's kind of interesting actually. I
Yeah.
like.
So like the story is really awesome. There were just some alterations that have to be done, better acting, HD, like HD graphics and all that. And when it comes to the controls, this is a 3D Super Metroid. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
love
like
playing this game
what
because
everybody wanted, pretty much.
yeah, like I love playing this game. This is the Super Mario 64 to Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Like I think it was awesome, and I really, it really sucks that people hate this game so much that they can't even appreciate the things that it did right.
I understand.
So yeah, that's
How
why
would
I
you make
think.
how would you make remake this game,
I mean,
Metro?
yeah, as I said, like the story has to be changed somehow, not the overall arc, just like some details of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a writer, so I can't tell you exactly. I mean, I know what things has to be changed, but I don't know what they would be changed to.
Mm.
As far as gameplay, I mean, instead of having the game limited to a Wii remote, which was
Mm.
really stupid,
Yeah, that's
The,
like one of the things again. It's just like,
yeah,
do you really want to play with a controller that doesn't even have like a analog
yeah,
stick to like move around with?
yeah. So just adapt that to a full controller, and just the game would be a lot more snappier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Instead of a first person mode, maybe like allow you to just make a quick aim thing instead, like um, make that transition a lot quicker. I don't think
Mhm.
like it's necessary to go into first person. It could be just over the shoulder. It wouldn't be such a huge flip of mechanics that way.
Yeah, exactly. They could have a over the shoulder just
Yeah.
shooting.
I think I personally think that it was over the shoulder before, and then because of the popularity of Metroid Prime, they
They
made it first
just
person. But that's just my just
mm.
a guess on my part.
Yeah, it seems like it was pretty weird. Also, that you couldn't move when you were aiming. It was just weird.
Yeah, yeah, it was
It
really weird.
doesn't really seem intentional.
Yeah, well, just a lot of small technical problems with Other M that could
Mhm.
really be changed. And what is also so cool is the fact that you see the what Ridley looks like before it becomes Ridley. Like you see this like little baby that grows up into like a teenage Ridley and then becomes a real Ridley. It's so
Damn it!
cool.
I have to see this. Yeah,
You haven't
that
played
sounds
it?
really cool.
You haven't played it?
Metroid Other M. No,
Really? What? It's so good.
nobody has played Metroid Other
That was my first Metroid game, dude.
M.
Yeah,
My first Metroid game was Super Metroid, I think.
yeah. Um, as far as like other games, I think Super Metroid could really use some changes to it
Mm-hmm.
in regards to
Clunky controls, huh?
not really controls, but more like waypointing, like telling you where to go. You need
Mm.
some kind of way to tell you where to go a little better. Not like you don't need to have a literal waypoint, but like just a
No
better way to
different way.
lead the player, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of that game is just like, oh, I need to run. Now I'm gonna scan the entire map to see where I'm
Yeah.
going. Now I'm gonna
And
okay, I found where I'm supposed to go. Okay, going with the flow for 10 minutes. Okay, no idea where to go. Scan the entire map for where I need to
the,
go.
the worst thing about this is like when you reach the door that has like the red tint on it and you need to blow it up with missiles.
Yeah.
You need to shoot 5 missiles on it or
Yeah,
something
I
like that.
know.
And you don't
Why
even
5?
realize you're shooting at it and it's like you're not sure if anything has happened. I think
Yeah, you
I
just
was like,
waste missiles.
yeah, I was like, I probably need super missiles for this,
Yeah.
and then I was stuck for a while, and then oh,
Yeah,
go.
later Metroid games only have one missile, right?
They have, yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, so that's only one missile. So yeah, just some changes to Super Metroid, and obviously we can't go on without mentioning the Metroid 2 remake,
Yeah.
which is a fucking awesome game. It is the best Metroid game in my opinion,
Mhm.
because so a big
Sorry, Nintendo.
no, I mean they made the game. This guy just remade it.
Yeah.
So a big thing about what I really like about Metroid 2 is that there's not a linear story, or well, that is kind of, but there are these big areas that you go to, and when you enter the area, you get shown like, okay, there are this many Metroids here.
Mm.
It's up to you to find them and kill all of them.
Yeah.
Like you don't
It
need any
solves the
waypoints, you don't need to tell the player where to go because it's all based in exploration, which
yeah.
is so smart.
It's a good way to just skip the waypoint system
Yeah,
when you mention it, and it's really cool because it's actually difficult too.
yeah,
The difficulty is pretty much perfect.
yeah. Yeah, I finished the game a few months ago
Mm.
after its official release. Like, it's an awesome game, and yeah, we're kind of planning to play it on DL arcades, so that
Yeah,
might
it's gonna
happen.
be good. It's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
All right. I think we're done with the topic. Don't you think?
Yeah. we should move
Or
on to
just the last thing that I would add is that I want to see HD remasters of the Metroid Prime games
Hmm.
with modern shooter controls. Fuck this shit that I have on the
You don't
GameCube
like
and
the
the Wii.
Wiimote? You don't
It'll,
like the Wiimote? It was epic.
no, I tried playing it with the Wii remote, and you still have to lock on and shit, and I don't like it. Like,
You
just
don't
let me
have.
free aim.
Yeah,
It's a first person shooter, for fuck's sake.
I gotta say I like the Wiimote actually. Metroid Prime 3 was a great game for me.
Yeah, I would just want them to make it controlled like a modern shooter, and
Yeah.
then we can talk about it.
Yeah, when I gotta take back, the Super Metroid was not my first game. I think Metroid Prime 3 was my first game.
Huh.
Metroid game.
Okay.
And that's a game where I was like, am I really gonna buy this? It's like, it's not like me to buy this game. But then I bought it and was like, this is pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I think that's it for the topic. Yeah. So we'll see you again with the pitch after this. Welcome back to
Yes.
pitch of the week.
And
so
tonight-
I'm gonna today. Oscar is gonna pitch Metroid Prime, or well, Metroid Prime 4, I guess.
Yeah, it's not really Metroid Prime 4, but I guess you could call it that because it's actually taking place after Metroid Prime 3. So yeah,
it's kind of like Federation Force, but not Federation Force.
Yeah, it's not Federation Force.
So it's you would call it like kind of like Mass Effect Andromeda. It's a Metroid Prime game, but it's not directly related to the Metroid Prime games.
Well, the Metroid Primes had a lot of face-on in them, and this is not going to have anything to do with face-on.
Okay.
My initial
basically
name
a new trilogy.
Yeah.
Like Halo 4.
Yeah, it's basically maybe like Halo 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I can
go
explain
ahead.
the story.
Go ahead.
My name would be like Metroid Prime Break. That's what I like call it. But okay, so imagine like a Metroid Prime game that is a first-person game that is actually in virtual reality and has co-op elements, and if possible also like motion. If you had a treadmill or something, it would be really cool, but most people don't. So, but that would be really cool. And
Okay.
what happens that start this game is that, you know, Silex. He's like
Silex.
he's like another hunter in the Metroid Prime universe that has broken. He's broken up with the Federation. He doesn't like the Federation, I think. Basically, so he is at the end of Metroid Prime 3. He goes after Samus. If you get the 100% ending. So what I'm thinking is that we go after that. He catches up with Samus, and there he explains that there is a threat within the Federation.
Huh?
So basically, there is something in the Federation that is bad. And this thing is one of the leaders of the Federation has started cloning Samus. Because she has both Shoso and Metroid genes in her. She's a great warrior, basically. He has chosen her to start like building not an army, but like maybe he's chosen like a special ops unit. So what this game's main story is about is just catching this person within the Federation and stopping him from like just taking over the Federation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the gameplay like? Is it like open world? Is it segmented open world? Is it linear?
Yeah. So imagine
How long
like
is it? Like is it like a 1, 2, 3 hour VR experience?
I would say it's probably like 15 hours.
So a 15-hour VR experience?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think that will work, man.
Yeah, but like imagine like a Halo campaign. It should be about that long. but because the thing is, the game is supposed to be kind of like a Star Fox game.
So it's a shooter like in a ship.
No, yeah, it's like I see why you think that, but it's not a shooter in a ship. It's that you make choices. You
Okay.
like go certain paths, and then you have a tree. Like you can get one ending and you can get another ending.
Yeah.
And once you have like gotten forward, there is not really backtracking. There is no point. It's
Okay.
like the
So it's
game always
linear.
constantly move forward. Yeah, it's linear, and it's like you and your friend, which is playing as Silas, goes through levels
So
which
it's
have
co-op.
it's co-op. It's a co-op game, and you shoot your way through levels where there's like a fight between the Federation and this person within the Federation. So it's like a civil war, and that's like what I call it. I call it break, but it's just between. There's like the Federation is like breaking apart because there's like a civil war within them. So you
So
go.
it's basically Captain America Winter Soldier.
What are you saying? No. Yeah. I guess. But
Two
like,
people that used to work together that then became enemies that then starts working together to bring down a massive
right?
organization that's
No,
corrupt on the inside.
I guess so. Yeah, it's kind of like imagine like first level, you're probably like meeting Silas, and then you're like, oh, I know these are you have clones. It's like somebody's cloning you, but we don't
Yeah.
know who. So you go to maybe a spaceship outside, the planetary system, and it's like,
Just a quick question.
yeah,
Uh, Samus clones has already been explored in Metroid Fusion. So don't you think that would be kind of
like already done.
repeating an existing story thing?
No, I don't think it's repeating an existing story because the clones will be additional characters. It's like they will be humans. It's not their
So
fault
they are
they were
basically
made.
their own
Yeah,
persons.
exactly. I was
People.
actually speculating if we should have like an alternate path in this game where you play as the enemy.
Huh.
And there isn't just one clone. It probably is a team of 6 clones.
Wouldn't it be more awesome if the game was more like 4 or 5 hours and it was just really deep with decisions and all these like different paths and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Like
maybe.
instead of making a really long game, just make like a shorter game that has a lot of different ways it could go.
Yeah, because I was thinking maybe like only
And since you're
5
gonna
levels.
make it a VR experience, you can't play a game in VR for too long.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that
I
would be
was
cool.
thinking that first you have like a level, then you can go several paths, but it's going to be short. I guess 5 hours would probably be better.
Yeah.
And then you can have like maybe one level. The first level can be more like stealth aspects, and then you can have later levels be more like a war zone and just like more fighting. Because you know, so Metroid is not really known for its action; it's more exploration. So
So about gameplay, how is the game played?
it's played in first person.
Yeah, well, like how do you play it, like physically?
Yeah. So it's the optimal setup would be playing with virtual reality goggles,
Is it
and
playable without virtual reality?
yeah, it can be played without
Okay.
virtual reality. But the optimal way to play it would be with virtual reality goggles and a treadmill to be able to walk around.
So what if you don't have a treadmill? How do you play? How do you traverse in that case?
I was thinking having a controller. We know there is the issue with getting motion sickness when
Yeah.
you're actually moving.
Like
So I
every
was
game that traverses like that has an alternate option of traversal.
I was also thinking that maybe you can have because let's say you have two remotes in your hands.
Mhm.
It would be maybe possible to strafe without, you strafe around the room as normal. Let's say with what's it called? Oculus, not the Oculus. Yeah, the Steam version of Oculus. and
HTC
then
Vive.
yeah, the vibe, and then when you need to move, like run, sprint, let's say, you use these controllers and do like a running motion with your hands.
Okay. I have another idea.
Yeah,
What if you were to basically go the Federation Force route and you're actually sitting in a mech?
yeah, but didn't that just be done before? Also, the mech.
Yeah, but this would be the first time that we're seeing these mechs in full size. In
Yeah,
like, because something that a lot of people don't really think about when it comes to Federation Force is that
yeah,
yes, these are chibi characters, but just realize how fucking big and awesome these would be. This would basically be like Titanfall mechs.
yeah. It would be
Like that's how big
okay.
they are.
But it's like I would be really, really angry if they made another Metroid game with mechs, because the point of this game.
Basically, what my point with that was
Yeah,
that if you're sitting inside of something, then the motion sickness goes away.
yeah, but I don't want the mech. I
Okay.
want the Samus to be like in the suit, because then again, it's like if you have the goggles, you'll feel like you're in the suit anyway. So it doesn't help. It helps if you like have a visor and stuff.
What if you have like a balance board and you're actually standing on on a swagway?
That would be cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
But no. So what if you were to move um through teleportation?
Can that really be done in this case?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. What if Samus gets a new suit that allows her to
Mhm.
quickly teleport, and that becomes like a major game mechanic, so
Yeah,
she can like just jump around and just kind of shoot.
I
That
haven't
would work in
actually.
VR.
I haven't actually tried to see how nauseous you get if you move with a controller.
Yeah, I haven't tried it either, but supposedly it's supposed to be really bad.
Yeah, but let's imagine it's like able you can train it away. Let's say it's possible to not feel nauseous.
Okay.
Then I think it would work pretty well with controller. And then it would just be like it would be the first like AAA game. It wouldn't be the first, but it would be the first really like AAA game that would be made upon a already existing franchise, I think.
For VR.
Yeah, so it would be like imagine like if you scaled up and made the Metroid universe more realistic and just like made it more like in since you have the Federation, the war, it's just like more basically.
Yeah.
It would be. I think it would be pretty cool, and I mean it can be short.
I assume you shoot by using like your controller as the arm cannon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically I think that would work really well.
Yeah.
Moving around the cannon by using the let's say Vive controller.
Can you like scan things and stuff like in Metroid Prime?
The game is going to be more. It's not going to be as exploration focused. So I guess you could scan things, but not really planned anything like that.
Okay.
It's going to be more like, okay, here we have a level. At the end of the level, maybe you get two dialogue options or something, and if you chose one, you go to one level, and if you chose another one, you go to another level, and then if you do that 5 levels, you get to the end. But depending on what decisions you've done, you get different endings. Basically,
Okay. Yeah.
it would be a pretty simple game. I guess it would be fun also to have like a friend in VR. Like
Yeah.
imagine you're playing as Samus, and then you have Silas standing between, besides you.
Yeah. So
Uh,
you'll be playing like online multiplayer co-op.
yeah,
Okay.
it would be really cool. And if you have like a headset or something, which should be with the Vive, I think you should be able to set up a headset too. If it's not possible, then that's stupid. Then you could just be like speaking to each other, and it would almost be like you're in the same room together.
So I've heard about another way you can move in VR.
Mm,
It's a game called Golem. It's coming for PlayStation VR.
mm.
They are you actually traverse by tilting your head.
Oh,
And supposedly that's supposed to work really well.
Uh,
So that's another way you could do it.
yeah, that could be possible too. That if it keeps you from getting nauseous, then it's all good.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it sounds like a cool idea. I don't really know why it has to be a Metroid game though.
Yeah,
So tell me why does it have to be a Metroid game?
I mean it has the Federation, it has Samus, it has Silex,
Yeah.
because it's like Silex is going after her after Metroid Prime 3, and we all like think, oh, Silex has some bad intentions. She doesn't like Samus because she's in the Federation. But what if he actually explains the reason why he isn't with the Federation? Maybe she has like these clones who have actually been on around for like a few years, and it's just like, yeah, they're actually trying to take over the galaxy, and this guy is trying to be tyrant. So you're actually helping the wrong guys. And then you gotta investigate this, because it's kind of it's like a mystery slash shoot 'em up slash like, yes, it's Metroid story, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sounds like a cool idea.
yeah,
That could work.
it could work. It would be nice because it's like it would be nice to have an official Nintendo game in VR or something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's so, let's say, like, because the Switch is coming out and their main focus is probably on that, so I don't think it's very likely
So
that
what
they would go to
platform
that.
would this be on?
This would probably be if Nintendo, let's say Nintendo went to the computer gaming market, this would probably be this.
I think the most likely platform with this would be Google Daydream.
Google Daydream.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Google's VR for Android.
Mm.
That would be the most likely platform for it.
Does the Google Daydream have enough power to really render anything visually impressive?
It uses your phone to render, so
Yeah.
but they have like specific specs that the phone needs to have.
Mm.
So like there are some pretty high standards to it. It's not like Google Cardboard. Actually, I just got a tweet from Marcus Brownlee, one of the biggest tech YouTubers,
Yeah.
and he says that the Daydream View, which is where you put the headset you put your phone in,
Mm.
quickly moved up near the top of my favorite VR experiences. Good stuff.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so if he thinks that it's one of the best VR experiences, it's
Yeah.
got to be pretty good. So yeah, since Apple doesn't have a VR thing going on,
Mm.
I guess the best platforms for this would be Samsung Galaxy, whatever that thing's called,
Yeah.
and Google Daydream.
That would actually be really cool, because then it would be a lot of people would be able to enjoy it.
Yeah,
If you can get good graphics enough.
yeah. Like the Daydream headset is actually just $79. Like that's pretty cool.
Mm.
Obviously, you need to buy like a $700 phone, but still pretty cool.
Let's just not mention that.
So yeah, there were also some rumors that the Switch will have VR support, but since the screen seems to be 720p,
Yeah.
don't know about that. Also, the screen is very big.
It doesn't. I mean, Nintendo will probably have to go into VR someday.
Yeah,
I think it's VR is like gonna grow slowly. It's just gonna become more available.
maybe
And
like Switch 2.0.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Uh,
Because
I think I really hope Nintendo goes into VR because they will be the saving grace for VR.
you think so?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Nintendo they're creative. Like they will find a way for the game to work, and they have a hardware division as well. So that means that they will make whatever is necessary for VR to work.
Mm.
No questions asked, you know.
Yeah, they always. It's like everything that comes out of Nintendo's like producer engine is good.
like they made the analog stick because they didn't like how Super Mario 64 worked with D-pad. So they were like, we need to do something about this. They made the analog stick, and now it's fucking standard in every controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're right, probably Nintendo could, and if they made like a thing with to their console, it would probably like take off too.
Yeah.
It's just like I think Nintendo would have an easier time selling a headset, no, like a VR unit, to their Switch than I think PS4 and Xbox will have, because people are so used to like buying additional controllers and different equipment for Nintendo consoles.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't it have been awesome if the Switch screen was just like slightly smaller, like more like a 5.5-inch screen or something like that, and then 1080p, and then you would be able to slide it into a VR headset.
That would be really cool.
Like, you just take the Switch console and just slide it into a VR headset. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, actually, that would be really good.
Yeah, and like the Switch itself probably has all the accelerometers and shit inside it. You have the Joy-Con controllers that are perfect for VR. You have like motion controls in them and all that shit. Like, yeah, like that would be really cool. Hopefully, Switch 2. Let's hope for that.
Yeah, Switch is not even out, and we're like, Switch 2.0. It will be the greatest VR experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're done with Metroid Prime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for watching this show. Please give a like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't. We talked about in the last show that if you're able to like and dislike the video, please try, but preferably like. Subscribe, tell your friends about the show and all that stuff. And yeah, do you want to pitch something that you're doing?
Right now?
Yeah, like do you have like your Twitter or your Instagram or something like that?
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe one day when I make great games, I'll be like, and also play this. But right now, I mean, we're working on game in school, but it's not ready, so I guess you guys will have to wait.
You can publish it under my publishing arm that I will be making.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, you can find me at Dennis_Lofgren on Twitter and Instagram. You'll see it in the end card after the episode ends. You can also go to DennisLofgren.com. That would be pretty cool if you go check that shit out. So yeah, thanks for watching Deal Unite, and we'll see you again next time.
Yeah, see you next time.
Bye.